This is Casey Malone, and we'd like to thank you, our viewers and advertisers, for making the first year of Homeplate a huge success. This year promises to be even more exciting and delicious. The following segments are favorites of yours, so please enjoy this encore presentation. Gilmore's Greenhouse on Niles Road in Warren has a 70-year history in the Mahoning Valley and is still growing strong. Open year-round, Gilmore's has an extensive selection of flowers, plants, vegetables, and herbs, not to mention gardening supplies. And speaking of gardening, with an emphasis on food origin and organic, more people are gardening, and Gilmore's Greenhouse is a helpful and knowledgeable source. We have owner and proprietor John Gilmore here with us, and we are talking herbs. There is absolutely no way you can cook anything without the seasonings, and fresh herbs are the best way to go. What is the best time to plant an herb, John?
Well, again, a lot of the herbs, they have different like basil, for instance. Basil does not like a lot of cold, so you gotta be careful not to get it out too early. Okay. People want to make sure they get their basil, but if they get it out too early, there's chances they're going to lose it. Things like the peppermints, the thyme, oregano, they can take the cold a lot better. Parsley, sage, and rosemary can also take the colder temperatures.
How about dill? That looks like such a soft plant.
Dill, I would just go a little cautious with dill, but it can take a lot of cold too.
It can. It's harder than you think. For our area, which one of these blooms or grows the best?
Well, I don't know if there's one that really does a lot better than, again, the peppermints, the spearmints, oreganos. It's pretty hard to kill. As a matter of fact, they kind of come invasive. Some people like to grow them in containers to try to control the growth, because they'll come up.
It's wild. I put mine on the side of the house, and I'll tell you, every year it comes up bigger and better, and it's wonderful. Nearly everything sold at Gilmore's is grown on site from seed. This machine sucks up the seeds and distributes them in the soil-filled starter trays. These sweet basil seedlings are 3 weeks old. Wow. It's very sweet and delicious. Would you like a bite?
Sure. Basil's the best thing in the world.
Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. Wow, is this a new variety?
It's newer on the market, yes.
I've never seen this.
We had it last year for the first time.
Wow, I'll have to pick some of this up. And you say without blooming, does that mean it'll get bushier then?
It branches more freely on its own. Sure.
And then the leaves, do they get as big as the sweet basil leaves?
Not as big as the sweet basil. As you can see, it's more of a medium-sized leaf. And some people like the variegation.
But it's good for pesto.
Yep.
That is what I make at the end of the season, and I freeze it. Ready to go.
I believe you can use it for anything you use basil.
Are you a big basil fan too?
My mother-in-law is the cook, the Italian cook. And
oh, well then she can't live without
basil,
it. Yeah.
Parsley.
Well, I find when I have mine in the ground, the bunnies love my basil.
Sure.
Is it true that marigolds, if you surround the area with marigolds, that detracts?
I have a lot of customers who believe that.
Yes.
And maybe there's some truth to it. I myself have witnessed with my own eyes a bunny eating the flowers right off the top of a marigold.
Really? So that's a little myth?
I don't know. A lot of people believe it.
So maybe just get some fencing.
Fencing would be the best.
The best thing to do.
Gilmore's was started by my grandparents, Clara and Charles Gilmore, back in 1942. They came from Youngstown. Unfortunately, my grandfather died a few years after that. My father, Robert Gilmore, who's still here every day, watering at the end of the hose. At a young age, he took it on, him and my grandmother, and then as us children got older, we jumped into the business. So we actually have fourth generation children helping us.
Now, how many of your siblings are involved in the business?
My son and several of my nieces and nephews help out.
So it's truly a family-run business.
Truly, yes, definitely.
We're over on the vegetable side here at Gilmore's Greenhouse. And look at the variety of all the different tomatoes. And you start these all from
start these all from seed. We have about 30 different varieties of tomato. We have some of the heirloom varieties. We do an heirloom mix, so you can get a little assortment. We have white, green zebra, yellow pear, hillbilly.
I love the hillbilly one. I've not heard of that variety. The Beefmaster right here, the hillbilly. What do you recommend? Do you think there's certain tomatoes that are a bit hardier that work better in Ohio?
We sell a lot of big boy, a lot of better boy, a lot of early girl. Again, tomatoes like the herbs. People have their preferences.
Yes.
They get used to that one tomato that they like for whatever reason, for sandwiches or for canning, and they usually come back asking for that same variety. And
what do you recommend for fertilizing that might be different for the vegetables than for herbs? Does this take more of a fertilizer?
Again, fertilizing, you want to watch the plant. Any of the vegetables, if you feed them too much, you're going to get big, luscious plants, but your fruit set won't be as plentiful as you might like it to be. So it kind of depends on what your ground's like. If you've got nice fertile ground, you've added cow manure or compost and whatnot, you're not going to want to feed as much as if you don't have that type of a soil to start out with.
John, I want to thank you for allowing Homeplate to come into Gilmore Greenhouse. For 70 years almost, you've been feeding the valley with great herbs and vegetables, and then making it such a more beautiful place with all the flowers and annuals and perennials that you grow. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Casey, for including us in your program. And thank you to all our customers who've supported us over the years. We really appreciate it.
It's time for more Straight from the Block talk here at Catullo Prime Meats. With me, Danny Catullo and Joey Meatballs. Joey really helped me out. The night of the Pavlik fight, I was having a party and I wanted to serve pulled pork sandwiches. And what did you tell me?
I told you, Casey, you've got to have the Bowes pork shoulder. It is the best meat to go with full pulled pork. And as I hope you cooked it long and slow in the crock pot, it's the best way to come out.
It did. I'll tell you, slow and low. The recipe was dead on and it was melt in your mouth.
But Case, that's not the only pork roast that we sell at Catullo's. Because we cut down our own hogs here that are all natural, we actually have every type of pork roast imaginable. And one of our most popular ones is the pork loin roast. Whether it's the loin half or the bone-in roast or the rib half too. We also have the boneless roast. But my favorite right here is this rib half. This is what you made for when you did the crown roast. We tied two rib halves actually together, and then we put the stuffing right in the middle. But let's say you don't have that big of a party, you only have 4 to 6 people. Well, we'll get you a nice rib half roast. We'll crack the bone for you so you can slice right through, and we'll add that pocket in there so you can add your homemade stuffing. One of my favorite roasts, though, Case, that's not as popular in America as it is in other countries, is the fresh ham. Now, this is the pork leg, what we normally smoke in America to make our hams. But today, I'm going to teach you a little bit something different. See, this fat and this skin here protects the pork roast. So what we're going to do is we're going to score this roast, add a little bit of fresh garlic, rub it with some nice olive oil, some salt and pepper. This roast is lean like the boneless roast here, but also flavorful like the shoulder. This has the best marbling, I think, in the pig. This is my favorite roast to do, and it's so kind of like on the brink of becoming more popular in American food culture. I love it. I think you will too.
I will testify. You talked me into this. It's like I'm a gourmet cook. They will help you with everything. You're unsure of preparation, they've got the recipes. You've got to stop by and see them. Straight from the Block talk here at Catullo Prime Meats.
Can't buy me love.
It's Beatlemania Magic and their tribute to the Beatles, Saturday, May 15th at the Youngstown Saxon Club. It's a magical musical journey. Dinner buffet at 6:30, cabaret show at 8. Beatlemania Magic takes you from the early Beatles to the Sgt. Pepper era. Don't miss Beatlemania Magic, May 15th at the Youngstown Saxon Club. Call 330-792-7973 for reservations. So many fudge flavors, so little time. The world of fun-flavored fudge is filled with endless possibilities. Creamy and delicious. Over 150 fun flavors. Color-coordinated fudge favors for your next party. Try a fudge shot or fudge teeny. Fudge of the Cleveland Browns or your favorite team. Gift baskets are available. Design a gift basket for any occasion. Brighten your day with a visit to Fun-Flavored Fudge. Margarita's Grill on State Street in Girard is an inviting restaurant. You can even smell the garlic from the street. Inside, there's a cozy vibe and a versatile menu. Everything's made fresh with daily lunch and dinner specials. It has a loyal following and attracts diners from all around the region. Homeplate spent an evening at Margarita's Grill getting a look behind the scenes. We're here with Amy Simeone, owner of Margarita's Restaurant and Grill. What did you have in mind when you started the concept of Margaritas and took the space over?
Well, we wanted to keep the food fresh. We wanted to keep it fun, and we wanted to make sure that everything was made from scratch, made to order, just like it would be like if you were making your own Italian dinner at home.
And how did you come, the menu, between you, Jorge, Henry, how did you come up with all your different menu items?
That took many long nights of just kind of like checking out items. How can we maximize one item and get it to be like one of the ingredients to be part of like many different dishes, and to be able to consistently make something that was fresh and ready to go.
So where does Margaritas come from, the name?
Well, we named the restaurant as a tribute to my grandmother. She had always wanted a granddaughter named Margarita, and there was a couple of granddaughters born, and the name just wasn't set for them. So we decided, like, as a tribute to her, after she passed away, that we would name the restaurant after her to kind of keep her namesake alive. And she was an amazing cook. She constantly was like in her garden, pulling out fresh vegetables, tossing them in a pan, and that was how she did it. So we try to kind of emulate her cooking style here.
On a snowy night in January, you drive from Canfield to Girard. If it's this, like, you come.
Well, we came from the suburbs of Chicago.
Yeah, all the way here.
And it's well worth it.
It's very good. Very good.
We come here like twice a week, and it's very close to our home. We really love it. The food is delicious, and the people are extremely nice. So we'll be back.
I love the vodka sauce. It's awesome. And the gnocchis are good. And quesadilla.
You just stole everything I wanted. The chicken parm's really good. The prime rib's excellent. So is the seafood medley. Fantastic. And our salads are wonderful.
We've got Jorge and Henry here in the kitchen. What are we going to watch you make tonight?
We're going to start with the filet burgundy, which is a filet Italiano. It's a carryover from the old days when we're out
one of your more popular dishes.
Dishes, right?
Okay.
That's our margarita butter going in. We're starting the greens there.
What is in the margarita butter?
Margarita butter is olive oil, roasted garlic, basil, and a little seasoning, a little salt, a little pepper, and we whip it all up together. We've had people stop at the red light in front of the store here, and they smell and they said, "My God, if it smells that good, I wonder what it's like inside." So here he's adding our burgundy sauce, our burgundy wine. Here's adding a little of the marinara sauce. We use heavy cream.
Jorge prepared some of the favorites at Margaritas. There was the spicy chicken Diablo and the rich filet burgundy. And you've got to try the creamy penne in vodka sauce. It was a feast for the senses. So now we get to feast with Jorge and Henry on all the dishes we just saw prepared in Margarita's kitchen. I love this. The bread's still warm.
Yes, we bake every day. And we also made the homemade butter. We bake 28 loaves of bread every day. So
28 loaves, and
yeah,
then the
they gotta come out
margarita
warm.
butter.
Yes, the
Garlic.
margarita butter is made twice a week.
Beautiful. So let's try this, and which dish should we try first?
I think we should go for the greens first.
Okay.
Try as an appetizer.
Alrighty.
Put some on your plate right there.
Is that one of your favorites?
Yep.
Yeah.
My favorite
Oh, the bread's
appetizer right there.
delicious. Nice crispy crust. I don't want to hog it all.
Thank you.
Garlic. Nice red pepper. Oh, wow. These greens are excellent. They're really fresh. Still have a nice
Fresh,
crisp, good bite.
We go through 3 bushels of greens a week.
Oh, wow.
The basil.
Nice heat, not overpowering. The basil.
Spicy enough.
Good spice.
Well, we go through, geez, how many pounds of basil we go through a week? About 10 pounds.
Oh, you can really taste it. Really freshens up the tomato sauce.
How is everything here tonight?
Everything is delicious.
Delicious, really.
Thank you.
Oh,
Very.
Thank you.
Amy, this melts in your mouth. The wine, it's wonderful flavors there. Really delicious.
Good.
Amy,
Good.
Jorge, Henry, thank you so
Casey.
much for having
you.
Homeplate.
Thank you,
I
thank
really
you.
appreciate your
Casey, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Casey.
Margaritas, wonderful.
Thank you, guys.
Salud.
Great time. Thank you so much. I'm here with Phil Reed at Vintage Estate Wine and Beer, and spring has sprung. Finally, we're starting to lighten up. Easter's on the horizon, and you've got a great selection of white wines.
It is that time of year for some great white wines. And again, like we had mentioned in previous segments, it's not hard to find them either. Just ask us, and we'll choose the one that fits your taste buds.
That's right.
Let's start with
Fix my palate.
Let's start with Gewürztraminer. It's one of those words that's hard to say, but it's a great wine. It's gonna be spicy.
I like it.
Very spicy. It's a dry white, actually. It goes great with your Easter dinner. So keep that in mind. In fact, this one here, Chateau Saint Michel, great buy. Okay? Another dry white is gonna be your Sauvignon Blanc. Okay? Very grapefruit-like.
Yes.
Makes you want to pucker up and give somebody a kiss on a sunny day.
All right. Well, I'll remember that. And
Anyway.
I love this Italian Pinot Grigio. That's a nice wine.
And again, Pinot Grigios, if you tell me you like a fruity flavor, Pinot Grigio is the wine for you. This one here, the Volante, is beautiful, beautiful wine. And then we get into the sweeter whites, Casey.
I've served this many times at your recommendation, always a hit.
The Snoqualmie Washington State Riesling is one of our most popular Rieslings. Very fruit forward, sweet, but yet it has a lot of flavor to it.
But not a sugar bomb.
Not a sugar bomb.
And this Chard is...
I think I'm gonna make this my wine find of the day. William Hill Chardonnay out of Central Coast, California. You know, I'm not gonna even talk anymore about it. Let's make a toast, and you tell me what you think.
Cheers. Oh, so nice. Great fruit, not too much oak, but buttery finish. I mean, it is a really nice Chardonnay.
I think we should take another sip.
I do too. Let's double check that, make sure I really liked it. Oh, that's a great value. That is a nice bottle of wine.
It's time for spring and summer.
It is. Stop by Vintage Estate Wine and Beer. Lighten up.
With proper lighting and design, your environment is transformed. Whether it's your home, business, or special project, Coventry Lighting will coordinate and personalize your lighting and decor needs. The design experts at Coventry Lighting will enhance any space, whether modern or classic, with exciting and unique pieces to reflect your individual style.
Stop in and see what's new. We're so much more than just lights. Coventry Lighting and Design Center, just off Route 224 in Canfield.
Thanks to their loyal customers, Westgate Pizza is celebrating 40 years as a locally owned family business. Why have they been so successful? They've never sacrificed on quality and have always served delicious pizza with dough that's made fresh daily and topped with the finest ingredients. Westgate is always changing with the times by introducing new menu items like their popular Super Sampler, the Pizza Buffet in a Box. Celebrate Westgate Pizza's 40th year. Mahoning Avenue, Austintown, and Glenwood at Western Reserve in Boardman. Westgate, reinventing the way you eat pizza.
It's 2010, a new decade, and Rulli Brothers has even more to offer, like homemade baked goods, made fresh daily right in the store, a butcher shop with fresh meats cut to order, and Rulli Brothers Kitchen featuring homemade wedding soup, pasta fagioli, whole rotisserie chickens, and made-from-scratch meals to go.
See the Rulli Brothers ad in the Vindicator for this week's specials.
Rulli Brothers, our family serving yours since 1917.
We're here at the Homeplate Test Kitchen, and we are going to make one of my signature dishes. I'm here with my mother, Jelaine, and we kind of developed this recipe together.
Yes.
We need signature dishes, right? Everyone has about 5 or 6 recipes that are tried and true that you know will impress when you have company over for dinner. And my dry rub ribs are one of my go-to recipes. About 10 years ago, I went to Memphis, Tennessee, and it is famous for many things. Of course, I visited Graceland and Sun Studios.
And don't forget the ducks at the hotel.
That's right.
The March of the Ducks.
The March of the Ducks. And Rendezvous has dry rub ribs. I had those the first night in Memphis, and I was there every night. Absolutely delicious. I'd never had a dry rub rib before, so I got the recipe from the waiter, and I tweaked it a bit and made it more my own with a few signature flavors, and I'm going to share that with you right now. This batch that I'm about to make will be enough for 2 full racks of ribs. So let's get started.
Okay.
We'll begin with 8 packed tablespoons of brown sugar. All right, so we'll put those in. And then I like to use a kosher salt because it's a bit flakier and it adheres to the meat a lot better. 3 tablespoons of that. Mix that in. 1 full tablespoon of chili powder. Doing such a good job, Leo.
How many times have we done this?
This is a teaspoon of a bunch of different ingredients that I like to make. Half a teaspoon of cumin, half a teaspoon of Old Bay seasoning. A great all-purpose seasoning, good for seafood, good for pork, good for poultry, available at any grocery store. The char seasoning, a half teaspoon of that. I can only find this at Catullo Prime Meats. This is outstanding anything that is going on the grill or to be barbecued. Also, there's a half teaspoon of paprika, 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of ground black pepper, and 1/2 teaspoon of onion salt. So we're gonna put this all in. And don't forget the crushed red pepper too. That's something I almost forgot.
Oh, that's right.
All right, because I like it a little spicier.
That gives you a little
now,
kick.
You can remove any of these if you're not into the heat or cumin, but this is the way I like to make it. So we'll blend this all together and get it ready for the ribs. All right, now we have the rub ready to go. And of course, the most important ingredient is the baby back rib. Look at this gorgeous rack of ribs.
I know, it is.
It is a full rack. We always buy ours from Catullo Prime Meats, locally owned and operated. They have the best prime meat out there. And look at these.
Look at how lean they are. Oh my.
So these will make for some succulent ribs. Now, this is really chemistry in action here, because we're going to take the sugar and the salt and all the ingredients that are in this rub and put them on the ribs. Now we'll do both sides, and you just massage it into the meat. Okay. Oh, smells amazing already, doesn't it? All the different spices, Mom. All right, so I like to do both sides because you eat the whole rib when you're doing this. So we'll do it, and if there's extra, that is fine. And then we'll flip this over. Make sure when you put it on the foil, it is shiny side down. So it's dull side up. And then you just put this all over the rib. Mmm, beautiful. There. Now, the chemistry that will happen here is that the meat will sweat.
Brings out the natural juices.
It brings out the natural juices, and it almost marinates it in its own juices. A minimum of 1 hour. Make a foil packet out of this. And I always like to use the heavy duty aluminum foil because it's a little more strength than the regular. And you just make it a packet, okay? So for about an hour minimum, remember, you are going to put this back into the refrigerator. Sometimes I do it overnight if I have the time and I remember to do it early in the day. And other times I just do it for a few hours if I do it first thing in the morning. But a minimum of an hour to let this sweat, and make sure you cover it completely. All right, there, it's nice and sealed. We'll put it into the refrigerator and make sure you preheat your oven to 250 degrees and get it ready to go. Bake the ribs for 2.5 hours at 250 degrees. Refrigerate the ribs for at least 1 hour before baking. For the complete recipe, go to our website, metrohomeplate.net. All right, now these are ready to eat right out of the oven, and of course you can finish them on the grill. Now, if you do finish them on the grill, I recommend that you save this juice and pour it on top while you are finishing them. But they are ready to go. Let's show you how delicious they are. Huh, Mom?
They've been smelling up the kitchen for 2 hours.
Look at those. Absolutely beautiful, delicious, perfectly cooked. I know you like yours right out of the oven.
I do.
She does not like them finished on the grill.
No.
But we'll show you both ways. But right now, let's sneak it in.
We won't tell Ken.
Okay.
I don't want to hurt his feelings.
Oh, okay. Look, it just falls right off the bone.
That's heavenly.
Absolutely perfect.
Always perfect.
These are delicious. As I told you earlier, it is not necessary to finish the dry rub ribs on the grill. My mother prefers them straight out of the oven. My husband Ken, he likes to finish them on the grill.
I like a little char.
Little bit of char, but because of that sugar,
you've got to be careful. You've got a little bit of time. See, it's already fallen off the bone. So we just put them on, and you don't need to put that side on. You just want to put the meat side on. If you want a little char, you could take the juice and work that in if you want. And literally, it's just a few minutes.
5 to 10 minutes at the most, because the sugar really caramelizes and it'll really blacken. It's been about 5 minutes, and I think that's more than enough time, don't you, Ken?
It's falling off the bone. You could see there goes one. It's a nice little crispy, dark chocolate, gives it a little extra flavor. It's falling right apart. Perfect to eat right now.
Look at that, and it just finishes it just a little bit because of the brown sugar. It really caramelizes nicely, but you don't want to finish it too long on the grill because it can really get black.